Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. We've gotten a few requests for this. And so who do you want to see Gennady Golovkin face if he gets past Sergey Derevyanchenko? And there's a multitude of options, so we're just going to break them down one by one. And so you see Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. He could become the IBF champion. I think most people have him favored as beating Sergey Derevyanchenko. And so we're just going to kind of explore his options should he get past Sergey Derevyanchenko. And so let's just start with the first and most obvious choice, and that's going to be Saul Canelo Alvarez, who's 52-1-2. He's a special fighter. He's an elite level fighter. He's the cash cow of boxing. He's the best fighter in the middleweight division. And Canelo Alvarez, has a multitude of options. He could be going at 168 next. Fighting a Callum Smith or Sergey Kovalev. So you just really never know where Canelo Alvarez could be facing. He could literally face anyone on this list instead of facing Triple G. He could be facing Demetrius Andrade. So Canelo Alvarez in a Triple G trilogy will always be an enticing matchup, especially if Triple G gets this IBF belt, because it could potentially be for undisputed. It could potentially be a huge mega fight because of that reason. Now that this fight becomes even more meaningful because of the belt if Triple G acquires it. So I think that'll be a great fight for Triple G. I think it's a fight that Triple G wants. And I think Canelo Alvarez Triple G would end in a trilogy the same way the first two fights ended. I think it'll just be, very controversial, because no matter who you see winning the fight, I think it'll be close at points. But I think ultimately at the end of this third fight, Canelo Alvarez will pull away because Canelo Alvarez is just, in his prime. He continues to improve fight by fight. And at the same time, Triple G, I just don't think that he has the necessary levels to do anything different than what he's done in the first two fights. But let's keep it going. Demetrius Andrade, who's 28-0. I think that would be a fantastic fight for Triple G. I mean, these two guys can unify the WBO and the IBF. Triple G and Demetrius Andrade, I actually think it's a 50-50 fight. And the reason why I think so is I think Demetrius Andrade, chin hasn't been tested, so Triple G definitely could hurt or stop Demetrius Andrade. But on the reverse end, Demetrius Andrade could outbox Triple G, put on a boxing clinic, because once again, Triple G just does not have the boxing ability to adjust at the same level that Demetrius Andrade has. So in that fight, I know it's a 50-50, but I would have to slightly favor Demetrius Andrade. But I understand if many people feel like Demetrius Andrade isn't proven enough. I just think that Demetrius Andrade has the skill set, has what it takes to get past the Triple G in that regard. The next one on the list would have to be a Billy Joe Saunders, who's 28-0. Billy Joe Saunders is very gifted, and similar to Demetrius Andrade, he has levels and skills in his boxing, but I think that he's not at the level of Demetrius Andrade. I would have to favor Triple G to beat a Billy Joe Saunders. I think a Billy Joe Saunders is a very special fighter who's gonna, prove extremely difficult for Triple G. I just don't think that he has the necessary speed compared to Demetrius Andrade, and I think that Triple G has shown that he's an elite level fighter and capable of cutting off the ring, and I think eventually he'll catch up with the Billy Joe Saunders. And so I think that'll be an excellent matchup as well. Danny Jacobs, the rematch with Triple G would be an enticing matchup. Danny Jacobs is 35-3, and that'll be a hell of a matchup. You see Danny Jacobs, could be fighting at 168 and 160. He stated that he'd toggle between the two divisions. And Triple G, if he gets a belt at 160, that'll make it enticing for Danny Jacobs to get the rematch. But they could also rematch at 168, which could be even more enticing and comfortable for Triple G. So that will be a great matchup. And then you get to Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo would be a fantastic, matchup. Jermall Charlo is 29-0. And I think that Jermall Charlo versus Triple G makes a lot of sense. That would be a unification fight. The WBC versus the IBF. I think that is the most likely fight that should happen if he doesn't get Canelo. I think this fight is the type of fight that you want to see, happening just to get Charlo's belt, just to get Triple G's belt on the line, have these two guys face off, two very good, credible opponents. And I think Triple G stops Jermall Charlo. I don't think Jermall Charlo has the power to keep him off of him the whole fight. Triple G has a granite chin, and Triple G has elite level power. I just don't think Jermall Charlo is going to be able to withstand that type of punishment for the entire fight. I think Triple G controls that fight with the jab. And then Ryota Murata, 15-2. I think that's a huge fight in Japan, a huge payday for Golovkin. I think that's where that particular fight makes a lot of sense, but nowhere else. I think Triple G easily stops Murata, and I don't think that's a fight that pretty much anyone wants to see. But these are the choices for Triple G should he be successful in getting past Sergey Derevyanchenko. I know many people have him favored, and I think that'll be a fantastic fight. But once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.